There we go. We had no sound over on YouTube, but we have now. So there we go. Good evening, everyone. Evening, Maxine. Evening, Mum. So we are going to be playing with our lovely, lovely floral, because next week we will be launching March's monthly make. So that's going to be launched next week at 7. So I've got a bit of an idea. We're going to embrace the onion tonight and work in layers. Just because I think it'll be a bit of fun. So idea is we're going to create a bit of a background, and then we're going to I'm going to use my proper words, pop this one in the centre and go from there. That's about as far as I've got with my idea, but as we know, things evolve and things will. Yeah, they'll evolve. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to put all these gubbins to one side because we don't need them for now. I need that. Oh, I do. I need that piece, don't I? Oof. Fingers and thumbs. And my words don't want to word. You know when you just can't get the right words out? It's been one of them days. Just can't get the right words on. Evening, Lynn. So we are... Oh, evening, Rachel. And Crafty Unicorn. Good evening, Crafty Unicorn. So I'm going to start off with my little words. We have our lovely springtime words, and we're going to start with them in the background. So, oh, I've got to start with decisions, haven't I? It's never a good place to start with decisions. So I am thinking, I know, dangerous, I'm thinking too. I want to do them grey, but I also want it a bit brighter than grey, if that makes sense. Inspire the springtime. Springtime colours, that's what I'm trying to say. So I could do yellow, green. I'm going to use toffee. I've not used toffee in forever. I'm going to go toffee, if it's still working. It's one of those amazing colours that they stopped doing. Yeah, that should be fine. So I'm not going to be a naughty girl and stamp that on top, ink it up on top of my piece of card that I'm going to use. So I want to create a background, basically. I want it quite clean and simple. She says, and we just know I'm going to end up with inky pinkies everywhere. I'm not going grungy though. I might end up with a bit of splattering as well. So I want to kind of just randomly stamp this. It does help if there's not stuff underneath your mat, so you get a good imprint. So lots and lots of stamping. Oh, apparently we've got problems over on YouTube. Let me go and have a look. Seems to be going over. I can see we've got a sound. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to keep building up this background. Again, would help if I press my stamp, wouldn't it? But as we always say, it's a background. It's not, this is not where you've got to get your stamping right, is it? This is like your practice stamping. Oh, that's the excuse I'm using. Yeah, practice stamping. Not sure if this might be a bit dark now. I know. I can't make my mind up, can I? Oh, if I go down that edge. Put a little bit more on, and then I'm going to stop, I think. because I didn't remember it being quite as dark as it is. Then we're just going to have a bit of a look. See if we like or we don't like. Actually, I quite like that. That would work, wouldn't it? Do it slightly lower there and then up there. Right. I do kind of like it. That one's a bit skew swift there. Don't look too closely because that one is quite skew swift. Yeah. I'm overcomplicating it. It doesn't have to be complicated. So I'm going to get this one now. I'm just going to ink this one up too. Because after all, this is my background. Not. I nicked Mr. Roo's jumper as I came out and now I'm getting ink all over his sleeve. He's not going to be a happy chappy, is he? My jumper was upstairs and I wasn't going to run back upstairs to go and grab a jumper. And Mr. Roo's was just sat there going, wear me. So I did. And now I'm covering it full of ink. He should be used to it though, to be honest, shouldn't he? Evening, Susie. There we go. Let's just wipe that off my desk. Ooh, that was a bit dirty. Right, so I'm going to do the same over this side. So I want it quite high up. Oh, and it is similar, but not the same, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm going to do it a little bit lower, I think. I'm just going to ink that up again. Basically, I don't want them to be a row. Yeah, so I want them a bit woohoo. Yeah. Because if you try and do a row, then you notice if they're not level, don't you? But if you try and do them all higgledy-piggledy, then no one's going to know if they're in the right place or not. Would help if I'd have put my stamp in the centre of my stamping block as well. Put that there. And I am making stamping look really difficult tonight because my hand is hurting. But I am giving it a good press. And at the moment I'm having to do that with the whole of my hand. There we go. Right, so now I think we're just going to slot this somewhere there or thereabouts. So we get a bit of colour. Because bearing in mind, we're going to chop a piece of card up and pop it over the top. So I want to either have those lilies there or have those ones. I think it's the lilies I want down at the bottom. So these are what I'm describing as the lilies, yeah? So I think I'm going to have them towards the bottom. I'm just going to ink them up again. And again, it's a background. I'm not worrying about masking or anything like that. Because in the end, I'm going to end up covering a lot of this. So let's get those littlies on and we'll kind of position it there. Right, oops. I stamped it there and all over my desk. There we go. Not quite sure why my desk is green. Okay. Right, so let's get that dry before we do anything else. It does make a nice little border though, doesn't it? Just stamping it along. Like wildflowers. Dancing away in the wind. So if you have ordered March's monthly make, it has left the building. It went this morning. We do have a couple, and I do mean a couple, on the website if you are fancying it, because we have literally made to order. I mean, there were 2 left. Right, so there is a couple, and I think there's a couple of Januaries as well on there, because I know a lot of you have been asking about them. I want to go brush show. I do. I'm going to go brush show. I'm going to indulge. Grab my brush shows. And we are going to colour this in. And I'm going to colour, you know what I'm like. I'm going to colour the whole thing in because it gives me wiggle room. Because I might decide I want my flower over here, or I might, yeah. And you can guarantee if I've not coloured that little bit in, guess where I'm going to want to put it. So, to stop problems down the line, I am literally just going to grab, oops, a little bit of my colour, and we're just going to whack some colour on here. I want it actually quite dark so it's going to jump out, and I want it quite stodgy, so you'll notice I am taking more of the pigment to make it more of a stronger colour, because I know lots of people have picked up brush show these last few weeks to give it a bit of a whirl. There we go, and I am cheating because brush show does let you cheat, because it's got all those wonderful colours mixed in together, so you don't have to think about your painting because it does it all for you. She said, and she couldn't work out which bit was meant to be green then. You can see I'm just adding a little bit more water there to get it to move. It's looking cool already, isn't it? Just those little bits of colour with that gorgeous wordy stamp. It's a nice one, this one. There we go, I think I've got all my green. Famous last words. I can't be the only one that goes, right, I've done with that colour, tidies up, and then next thing you know, you found a leaf or a petal that you've not coloured in. Right, I love these little ones in yellow. Why have I not got yellow on my desk? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, which green is that? It is leaf green. I know, I am so adventurous with my colours. Literally, it's leaf green. It is my favourite green out of all of them, because it goes really, really deep, but it's also quite yellow. So it does have a really good range in it, especially for leaves. So I've just grabbed a little bit of gamboge, which again is a yellow and an orange mixture. And I'm just popping a little bit on and then building up my colour. And if you find with your brush out as well, bear in mind something like gamboge or your leaf green, so the top on the leaf green, where's my camera gone? There. You can see it's got yellows right through to dark greens. So with your brush out, what you'll find is when you tip a little bit out, those finer crystals, not crystals are they? Yeah, they are crystals, pigment crystals, will come out, and your deeper, darker ones will end up at the bottom. So every now and again, just give your whole tub a good shake. And what that'll do, it'll basically mix it back up. Yeah, because that's what you want. You want them all mixed up. You don't just want the same colour coming out, especially on like this and the purple. You know, it's got lots and lots of different pigments in it. You just need to make sure that they're mixed. And I know it's not rocket science, is it? But it does make a big, big difference. Because if, like me, you just have them on your desk and then you just tip a bit of colour out, you're just going to use the same, the finer ones that just come to the top. So then you need to go back in, give it a shake, and then you get your bigger crystals coming to the top. Which is what I really need to do with gamboge, because you can tell gamboge is coming out orange and it should be a mixture of yellows and oranges. But how beautiful is that? It's just really sweet, isn't it? I'm quite liking this. Could have just done this. But I did say we'd be an onion. We'd embrace our onions today. Probably do with putting a little bit more on my desk, because I've just let my water go and dilute it all. Evening, Leslie. Ah, you're never late to this party. I haven't had a whoopsie yet, so you're perfectly timed. I'm due one any minute. Wouldn't be crafting with me if it wasn't a bit of a whoopsie every now and again. Right, so I've done with my gamboge, I think. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of splattering as well. Because I'm loving how it's looking, but you know, I need to splatter too. So I should have really done it with my green, but just a teeny tiny bit. There we go, that'll do. Not too much, just enough. There we go. Just clean that off my desk as well. And then we have those gorgeous little ones as well. Ooh, that wasn't my heat gun. Absolutely, I would never ever recommend. Lynn was saying she's had a little whoopsie with a brush out. Absolutely, never ever open them on the side. Just pop a little hole in the top. Two reasons. One, if you open it on the side and you flick, because you've got to really press to get these lids off, they go everywhere. But two, the bigger the hole, I shouldn't do that with my heat gun, should I? So you can see, tiny little hole. So Brusho basically reacts with water. So if you take your lid off, that's a whole area that is exposed to moisture. So if you just have a little pin in the top, then that is literally sealing itself back up. So you are reducing the amount of moisture that can get into your tub. Because if you take it off here, you're more likely to find you come back to your Brusho one day and it's solid. Yep. I know. To be fair, Lynn, it's only been since they really came into like the paper crafts market, because obviously they're a watercolour product, because they've been going for like 40 odd years now. So when they came over to like the crafty side, the paper craft side, that's when we were like, no, you don't want to be opening the whole thing. And yeah, so little pins in the top is absolutely recommended. Because we don't want whoopsies. Even on the sprinklets as well. I have pins in the top of my sprinklets. So the micas and the glitters, because again, the same thing, I don't want them to go everywhere, and it's just easier to tip it out using little bits. You've also got a lot more control, because you only need tiny bits for what we're doing. You know, we're not painting giant masterpieces, are we? We're painting little bits of card, little bits, yeah. So again, you only need a tiny little bit. I am going to go with blue and pretend the cornflowers or something like that. Just give that a quick take because you can hear. And then hopefully, I should have done it before and after, shouldn't I? So shook it and then, no, not shake it, tip it out and then shake it and see the difference. There we go. Right, I'm going to turn this around so I'm not working. Oh, Rachel's saying her little one there, school uses almost a whole pot. Absolutely, why not? It's not harmful for... It might change things, different colours. But a good hair wash normally gets it off your hands. And let it work itself out is the other one. But the only reason I know that is because Claire used to work for Colourcraft, who make them. And they once got a phone call asking what they should do because somebody had ate a tub of it. And things were a different colour. It's like, well, it's not going to hurt you, it's just going to turn things a bit weird for a while. And it did. Had to work itself back out. Bear once used a whole tub. Ah, for the water. It is a really good idea. Because we did something similar during lockdown with the kids. They were doing about momentum and force. And there was a fabulous little experiment where you basically put water and you jetted it out of a straw to make this boat move. And so I said to I left them unsupervised, I'll admit it. I left them unsupervised with a tub of Brusho. And I came back and they basically emptied the whole of a tub of Brusho into a bucket to fill up this little boat. And I've never, well, they were like Smurfs for weeks, to be honest. But they had fun. And they learned about propulsion, that was the one, wasn't it? That's always good, isn't it, Rachel, when nobody knows what it is and you come out stained in it. I went to work the other day and I had, I think it was purple all over my hands and it just wouldn't come off. Makes a change because I'm normally covered in paint from work, so it was nice going to work in a different colour. We did have lots of fun. But we were using like an old paddling pool. And let's just say that was still blue. I'm just going to add a little bit more to get a bit of a deeper colour in here. And because I've been rabbiting, I've let it bleed a little bit as well. Okay. They're using the red Brusho. Yeah. That lasted a long time on my desk. And that's why I don't really use red. It goes from very pleasant to crime scene very, very quickly. Right. I'm liking that, so I'm just going to get a bit of a splatterage going. Ooh. And the other tip I had, somebody, I can't remember who it was that told me, that when they do their splattering, they have a little box that they put their cards in to do it. And it stops you getting bits everywhere, which I think is a very good idea if you're as messy as I am. What I should have done was thought ahead. We could have been colouring in our other one whilst we go. But I might do that slightly different. I think I might use pens on the top one. So we get a complete change, don't we? Does anyone remember Bear in his volcano glue? We were in the It was before we moved into here. And it was a really hot day. And he was using Cosmic Shimmer. And it just kept volcanoing on him. And then suddenly he scurries off because it was just everywhere. So now, if you're ever wondering, when we talk about volcano glue, that's what it is. It was bearing his volcano glue. He still manages to do it though. You give him glue and literally it's everywhere. That's splurging out everywhere. Right, I'm going to put that over there. Get this last bit of blue off my desk. Well, now it's gone yellow, but you know. I should have got a new piece of tissue really, shouldn't I? And it's also why I decamp my glue these days. Right, so we have our layer 1 done. And I am really happy with that because I think it looks... To be fair, we could just use that, couldn't we? How spring does that look? We've had the sun out here today, so definitely feeling the spring today. Not enough that it actually dry your washing, but you know, it's thinking about it, it's trying, it's in the sky. Let's see if I can glue this otherwise. It does look lovely, doesn't it? We could literally just put a sentiment on there and I think it would look really nice. But that's the stamp set for you. It does make really nice little... Well, I keep saying little, I don't mean little. Easy cards. You know me, I like easy. There we go. But yeah, it does look really pretty, doesn't it? It didn't take much to do it. There we go, right. I'm hoping this will stick together. Better I'd do. There we go. Right, so we have our base. We're going to pop you somewhere where we're not going to lose you. But yeah, pop a sentiment on there and you're done, aren't you? Maybe a bit of ribbon. Nice saying or sentiment on there. To be fair, imagine that in a picture frame with just like a bit of a motivational one or a thinking of you one. That'd make a lovely little gift, wouldn't it? Right, so I've got some scrap. My stamp will fit on it. Always a good thing to check, isn't it? There we go. I'm just going to ink this one up now, again. And I'm going to try, hope you're all sitting down, I'm going to try and be neat and tidy with this one. I know, I've said it now, I'm sorry. So I'm going to pop that on there. What I'm trying to do is make it equal-ish. There we go. Right, no inky pinkies. There we go. I'm trying. And now I'm going to use my marker pens because I do want a contrast, because I want this to look really neat, really tidy, so it stands out from my background. Not that it wouldn't do anyway, but so I'm using VersaFine Clear, so I need to just make sure it is really dry before I start putting my marker pens on it, especially like the yellows, because otherwise they'll start to run. grab my pens. Oh, I might have been able to grab my pens, but I've got nowhere to put my pens. There we go. Right. So again, I'm just going to start colouring. And I'm going to do my best to be neat and tidy. Keep adding. I'm actually having to think. Things like working with brush and stuff, I just let the brush do what it wants. But when you have to work, when you're working with your pens, you've got to do a bit more work, haven't you? Yeah, we've got 2 more monthly makes. So March's has gone out today, and then we've got April's, which Mr. Roo is going to start making tomorrow. But yeah, 2 more. Well, 1.5 we should call it, really, shouldn't we? Because it's already left. But I am looking forward to you seeing this month, March's. Because it is a real mixture of old and new. So those of you who've been with us a long time will recognise some of the elements of this month. And again, I think it's a really useful one. I'm not going to say quick and easy because it's not quite as quick and easy. But I do think it's going to be really cool. Yellow. Evening, Sue. Okay. And what I'm hoping for by doing different mediums, we've got our brush which is quite fluid and a little bit messy, and then we've got our pens, which will be clean and crisp, top layer. I'm hoping you'll get a nice little contrast on there. Just being a little bit careful with my yellow because you can sometimes make the black bleed a bit. But I am sticking to the similar colours. So we had orange and blue on our base layer. And we're going to have orange and blue again. So we're not a million miles away. But it's just a little bit. So yeah, launching March's monthly make next Monday. Blue. So it's difficult, isn't it, to do blue? Decision times. Yeah. As you can see, Mum's had fun using March's. I think she's going to prefer April's though, which she's already got, to be honest. And I think it's very fitting. Oh, don't like that blue. Don't really want blue. That's too blue. What's that one? I'm going with the turquoise, but I haven't got another one to pop with it. I wonder if that would do it, to be honest. I'm being a tease. I've enjoyed working with this month's. It was a real trip down memory lane, shall we say. Let's see if that would work. Yeah, it's going to be that one, isn't it? So yeah, it is a good one. Well, I think it's a good one. Like I say, that all went out this morning, and then next month's goes out a little bit earlier so we can launch it the last day of March. I didn't realise it was March, to be honest, today. I said I'd do something tomorrow, and it was like, nope. It was only, Mr. Roo turned around and went, no, you can't do that because it's Bear's parents' evening. I was like, oops. That's come round quick. There you go, Mum says April set. It is a good one. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit to this. And I am really taking my time colouring this because it's not like me. We all know I struggle colouring in. Actually, those two colours work quite well together. I know, I shouldn't sound so surprised, should I? Right. Put my pens back. Right, I'm probably going to have to get my big guillotine out for this, but we'll see how far we can get using the little one. My little tiddly. No, I was saying she's going to miss this. Though, to be fair, I don't actually know how much longer I'm going to get my office because Bear's already put a claim in on it. Oh yes, just big enough, just. And I'm already getting well, he's already signed me eviction notice, let's put it that way. And I'm already getting this. So how many more weeks is it? How many more days is it till I can get my Legos room? Because he's going to call it the bear cave. Obviously, because what else would a bear call his cave? There we go. How cool does that look? I think we might need... I think we need some doodlage around this. So Lynn's asking, are we getting April's monthly make early? Yes, you are. I think it's something like the 24th it goes out. So that it's got time to get to you. Let me glue this and I'll have a quick look at the dates. So it's got time to get to you, and then we can deal with any issues that may arise. And then we'll launch it. I think it's the 31st of March. Did little lady know what a cave? I don't think she even got a look in. To be fair, hers would be for music, and she's quite liking. She's now got her keyboard and guitar and everything set up in her bedroom, just how she likes it. So there is not. I'm loving this. Yeah, she wouldn't want a guitar and stuff out here. So she's just got a bit more. Well, the other week we changed the bedroom around, so she's got a bit more wall space. So she's already eyeing up space for a new guitar, because she can then hang it up on her wall. Because where they were, she could get 3, and she's got 3 at the moment. So she's got 2 acoustic and she's got 1 electric. And she was saying that she might fancy a bass next. But I just think it's, you know, she collects guitars instead of shoes, so I can't complain. There's worse things she could be collecting, isn't there? And then she's got a keyboard. She did mention drums, but that's a no. You can get a little pad set, not a big set. No. So yes, it is having doodles. And a few little scribbles. I think it's going to look quite... Look how clean and simple that is for me. But yeah, little lady didn't get a look in. I've been told I'm allowed to keep my cross trainer in here. But that's it. And I might be allowed to leave some of the camping stuff. But hey ho, it's Bear's cave. He's already planning it. He asked for a mini fridge the other day. He wants a TV and a mini fridge in here. As you can imagine. Right, we just need a saying on that, don't we? Because I am loving it. So, yes, these are the ones that came with it. See, I'm already moving things around, aren't I? You could literally frame that, couldn't you? Get one of those big fat, I want to say clipper. The ones from IKEA, you know, the really deep box frame ones. That are about 8 inches, yeah? So I think that will be that. Mum's saying might need a bit of an extension. We might. Though, Mr. Roo's got his mindset on the playroom that Bear will be vacating, so everybody's having a bit of a move around, I think. Right, I'm going to stamp this and then figure out where it's going to go. Because we could, I do like a slap bang in the middle. I think that would look amazing framed. I really do. But I think we might just pop it to the side just like that. But I love that. Yeah, gorgeous box frame. Just pop it in a box frame. I think it would be amazing. Now, decision time. Been playing with colour a little bit, haven't we? I think we're going to have a bit more of a play with colour. So I'm just going to grab our little frame. And don't hide this set away if you've got March's multi-mate coming. You will see when it arrives. And Noala, you are right, I am a tease. There we go, didn't stand that very well. But hey ho, it'll be fine. So I'm just going to quickly dry this. And I am so glad, if I bring that back down, I am really glad I went for pens on that top layer, because I think it's literally just the difference in the two, isn't it? We could have done it all the same, but I don't think this would have stood out quite as much. But yeah, absolutely, box frame that. Would look awesome, wouldn't it? And then, oh, got an itch. I'm going to go back to my gamboge, because we've got that toffee and we've got the gamboge, which we've tried to replicate on that top layer as well. This is going to drag that bottom layer where we've used our gorgeous busho up to the top, yeah? Because at the moment, whilst the colours are similar, we're not combining it all. This will be like the glue, if she can find a paintbrush. There we go. This will be like the glue that brings your top and your bottom together. Because nobody likes, you know, disconnected tops and bottoms, do they? Sounds quite painful, to be honest. So I don't know whether you'll see that. I'm just putting the tiniest bit of gamboge. I know, my go-to, isn't it? My little go-to. Again, I'm just letting it do its own thing, so I've kind of highlighted two of my corners. And then a piece of kitchen roller will do. So it is an 8-inch card that we've been working on. And I think it fits it perfectly, doesn't it? There we go. Just need to get this dry before I do any more stamping. Because I'm hoping, and I think it will, you've got that lovely white border, you've got your black, which we've used on every single layer, and then we've got that gamboge which jumps from the bottom to the top. And I just need to do a little bit of repairing on my stamping because it wasn't the best. But you don't have to put a sentiment on cards as well. I know it sounds daft. I know we all feel like we have to put a sentiment on a card you're sending somebody for their birthday or something like that. Oh, I've just melted my worktop. But we don't have to. Yeah, so this one I could literally send like that. And then they could frame it if they wanted to. And that is an honour when somebody decides to frame one of your cards that you've sent them. Right, what should we have? Thinking of You. I think that one sums up this card beautifully. So again, I know I say this all the time, don't I? Long words like these, yep, let the stamp rest, yep, and then pick it up. Because if you try and put that on there, you're going to end up twisting it. Without thinking about it, you will. So if you just let it rest, pop it down on the table and then pick it up, it's going to be straight because that's the stamp at rest. There we go. And then we're just going to pop this right in the middle. Boom, somewhere like that. Got a bit of thinking of you action going on. Put that up there. Before, what did I do with it? There it is. I'm just going to fix my bad stamping. Nobody look for 1 minute. There we go. I'm just going to give that a quick dry because you know this will be the inky pinky bit that gets smudged everywhere and I don't want that. I'm going to hold it away from the desk this time so I don't melt anymore. I know. Okay, right. I'll grab this one. I'm just going to trim it down. A tiny border. That does look quite good, doesn't it, for a saying? So it's going to be like double mounted now. Let's just check. Oh, perfect. I know I always say, but when you've got a scrap that's like the perfect size for what you're working on, oh, it's like the stars aligning, isn't it? I know it's the small things that make me happy. Pop that there. Oops. Let's stick that on. And we might decide we're not going to put this on. Give it a minute because I've got to put it back in the chomper. Go on this side. So I think that really, just giving it that little hint of gamboge, you don't really can quite see. That up there. There we go. Yep, so we've just got a little bit of gamboge on there. And then we'll play. Where's my pin gone? There. Because I don't think I'm going to stick this together because I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with it. But we can. Ooh, we could have layer. We could have layer on layer on layer. And literally just pop it on the top. Like that. I'm going to foam pad that on though. Because I do think it looks quite pretty. Must have put quite a lot of glue on it and all. But absolutely, I think this one is a really nice little idea. Like I say, you don't have to. Ooh, you do have to make sure it's the right way up. But you don't have to put a sentiment on it if you don't want to. Just look at those lovely layers, and then if you wanted to, see, that'd work, wouldn't it? Popping it off to the side, if you wanted to. Or again, you could pop it in the middle, because there's more than enough room to pop it on the middle layer. But I don't think I'm going to stick that down because, like I said before, I think it should really go in a frame, shouldn't it? Because it is. I just think it's worked really, really well. So we've used our brush hose on the background to get that lovely watery effect. If I hold it up a bit better, there we go. Yeah, and you can see the difference, can't you? You've got your lovely brush hose watercolours there, and then you've got those striking pens on that top layer. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I had an idea how I wanted it to look. Didn't think it was going to turn out quite as beautiful as it has. So I am really chuffed with that. If I wanted to, I could find fault in it, like that one's a bit skew with. But I do like that. But you could put a saying on there if you wanted to. It is. I really do like that. Oh. And I think it's very fitting for our final one using this week's stamps. Last month's. Whatever month we were, February's. I had to look then. So last one using February's. Next week we start on March. Which is, you are going to, oh well, I hope you're going to like it. I think it is a good one. And like I say, it embraces old and new. And we're going to have lots of fun playing with it. Thank you all for your lovely comments. What else have I got to tell you? So monthly makes have gone out this week. We're launching it next week. There is a couple of March's monthly make on the website at the moment. And I think there's a couple of January's as well. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you for joining me tonight. I have had fun. That turned out way better than I thought it was going to. It reminds me of, you know, like the, what's it called? It's going to bug me now. Yeah, it'll come back to me. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. Do take care, and I will see you next Monday at 7 to launch March's monthly make. So see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.